Hey guys, I figured I'd do just a quick video on how I make my nut milks. Sorry if you hear my daughter, she's in a toddler mood. So usually I soak my nuts, that sounds funny, huh? Usually I soak nuts overnight, I try to. I did almonds and you'll see pumpkin seeds in the bottom of this. I used raw organic pumpkin seeds, just the bulk from my local Hannaford, and these almonds are just Walmart brand in a bag. So these have been soaking overnight and I just pulled them out of the mason jar that I had them in. I do about 2 cups of a mixture of nuts and seeds. I like the combination of almond and pumpkin seed. I think it tastes really full, and it has like a nice fatty taste to it, kind of like a regular milk would, I guess. So I just soaked those, I pulled them out and I rinsed them in my strainer, and I'm gonna go into the blender with them. Alright, so I've got my nuts in the blender. I have probably about four cups of soaked nuts. They really expand a lot. So I'm going to do about 4 cups of water into my blender. And I'm going to blend it up just until the chunks are probably half the size of one of these pumpkin seeds so I can throw it through my juicer. Okay, so it's all blended up. It's kind of chunky looking, which is fine. And you can see it's starting to look kind of milky. So what I'm going to do is pour this all out into a nice big bowl. Make sure we get all the pulp in there because that's the really important good stuff. I'm going to scrape that out and then put 4 more cups of water in this, or I'm using about 8 cups. So about a 1-to-4 ratio of nuts to water. I think I did that math right. It's my brain is not working. Okay, so at this point I've got more water in the bowl. So we got about 8 cups of water and our blended 2-ish cups of nuts and seeds. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my juicer together. I have a Hurom HH Elite slow juicer. I can't sing the praises of this machine enough, you guys. It's amazing. It's totally amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and get that assembled, and then I will take some shots of me putting stuff through the machine because there's kind of a magic to it, so you don't get lots of chunks in your milk. Alright, juicer is all assembled. We got our chunky milk here, we got the juicer, this is where the milk's going to come out, this is where the pulp is going to come out. I like to save the pulp. My husband can't have gluten, so I'm planning to make stuff out of that. I've used like rice flour and stuff to thicken soups and sauces and all that good stuff. So I like to save that. I just dry it out in the oven on a low heat for, I don't know, maybe an hour or 2, and then bag it in freezer bags, write the date on it, pop it in the freezer, and then pull it out whenever I need it. So let's go ahead and turn this on. And what I like to do is try to alternate between a spoon of chunk and then a spoon of the liquid. And when you do the liquid, I'll show you, it has to be kind of slow. Otherwise, it kind of overflows out the top. So we're going down the chute with the chunkies. And it's going to start coming out the bottom here. I'm going to close this because I like it to mix up all these little particles here. I don't mind a little bit grainy milk. That doesn't really bother me. If you do despise grainy milk, you can run it through like a flour sack towel. I have a lot of those from just earlier. Those is what we use for kitchen towels. You can run it through one of those, or you can get a nut milk bag. I personally wouldn't spend the money on a nut milk bag because those work perfectly fine. So I'm going to go in with a ladle of the liquid, kind of slowly. So that's about the speed I'm doing it. And you'll see it starts to kind of, it runs out the bottom really fast when you do just the liquid. So you got to do it slowly or else it starts to come in over the top and it drags out some of the pulp with it. And then the bits that were at the bottom I just tap down. And then what I'll do next is a spoon of mostly pulp, another spoon of liquid until we get through all of it, and then I'll show you what I do next. Alright, I just ran the last of the blended mixture through my juicer, and I'm going to let out the rest of my milk here. What I'm going to do next, and this is totally optional, if you don't want to spend the extra time you can skip this step. What I'm going to do is take the pulp, put it back in this original bowl, add more water to it, mix it up, and then run it all through the blender again with clean water. Not the milk, with clean water. And you'll see why I do that. It's going to come out looking like this again. Is that so? Hey, you need to be nice to him, please. You love Cooper, right? Okay, be nice. Can you say love Cooper? You say I love him? Yeah, you're not going to say it now, huh? Alright. I've added about 1.5 cups of water back to this almond pulp. And you can kind of see the consistency. And obviously there's still more stuff coming out of the almond pulp. So we're going to run this through the juicer again. And then I will show you the end result. I just finished running through the pulp plus about 3 more cups of water. I mixed all that up in the bowl, ran it through, and this is what came out. So clearly you can see that there's leftover nutrients and stuff in the almonds after you just do it once. So I like to do it a second time. So really this adds up to 8 plus 3 cups, 11 cups of liquid for almost 2.5 cups of almonds and pumpkin seeds. So that's pretty good. What I do next is I just use a strainer and then pour it into my lovely jug that I got from Walmart for pretty cheap. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that. Alright, and again here, this is where you could, instead of just pouring it right into your vessel of choice, you could run it through a nut milk bag or a just a cheesecloth or a cheap flour sack towel from Walmart. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I can't do it with one hand, so I'm going to stop this and then come back. So I've gone through and I've strained everything into my jug, and I made a lot more than I thought I was going to, so I also have a full mason jar, about 4 cups in here, and then obviously that and more in here. And you can see that after all the juicing was said and done, we had about that much large pulp left. These are not the smallest holes, but it's better than nothing in my opinion. So I do that really quick just because it doesn't take long and it helps kind of get some of the really big chunks out. So yeah, that's how I make my nut milks. I've done cashew, I've done almond, I tried rice and oat milk, and those came out kind of like gluey. I don't know if my ratios were just off, but I haven't attempted to fiddle with it again yet. I don't put any sugar or salt or anything in my milks. I just leave them au natural. Sometimes I add like chocolate or something if I want chocolate milk, but that's rare. Yeah. So yeah, give this a like if you liked it. Again, my juicer is the HH Elite Slow Juicer from Hurom, and I love it so much. You can see the pulp comes out like pretty much bone dry, but I do the extra step in the oven to dry it out just to make sure that it's not going to go bad in the freezer or if I leave it out by accident. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. My toddler is starting to get upset with me, so I'm gonna say bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed that. Leave me a comment, or if you have any questions, and you can always find me on my blog at DIY SAHM for DIY stay-at-home mom.com.